AITAH, for shutting down my disabled friend's proposal to my niece. I have a friend, male, 29, who is with limited mobility, where he always uses canes or a scooter to move around. I have known since primary school. One day, my eldest sister called me telling me that this friend has reached out to her husband to ask for their daughter's hand. She is 18, and since she knows I know the guy, she thought about consulting me. I replied with direct objection. The very first thing that made me objecting the proposal was my knowledge of this friend's temper. He is the kind who is always angry and aggressive. I have seen him many times getting in fights with others for petty things, and at some occasions the fights went from verbal to physical. Yes, he has limited mobility, but I have seen him jumping over and throwing punches. My second argument for the objection is a combination of the age gap, my friend's employment situation, and his health situation. I know my niece very well, and she is kind of a naive. I do not know what he has told her to convince her about the proposal. With all my due respect to the guy, but to be honest, I could not understand what a very young girl would like about a man who is 11 years older than her, who does not have a stable job and struggling financially, who is not attractive at all, and in a health condition that is requiring constant care. I could not fathom picturing my very young niece caring for a disabled broke man and being victim to his bad temper, instead of enjoying her life with a caring one. So, I told my sister to reject the guy's proposal, explaining her my arguments, and that what happened. They rejected the proposal, and my niece did not argue about it, as she was convinced with the arguments. What do you think? Am I right to object such proposal or AITAH? Edit. I see. In a lot of comments, people are questioning my relationship with the guy, and how I call him a friend, and also why I am having an opinion in my niece's personal life. I am originally from Tunisia, and it is where I lived most of my life. The guy mentioned in the story used to be a friend of mine when we were younger through primary and high school. But no more. We can meet now and do not even say hi to each other. I used the term friend as that what he used to be, and in our Tunisian dialect the term might be used to describe anyone who used to be in your circle in the past, just a designation to position where others are to you, either friends, family, acquaintances or strangers, no matter your current relationship with them. I believe the idea slipped from my mind writing this post in English, my bad. As for my niece, it is her total legal right to marry whomever she chooses, and nobody can force her to approve or disapprove of anyone. Also, she could be dating to some extent, of course not living under the same room, as that is not even legal. But she could be going out on dates, and talking freely with any guy she likes, and I guess that's how her relationship with the disabled guy was. As I said, in Tunisia, no one can force an opinion when it comes to one's choice of who he or she wants to get married to. The law is strict about this, and you will get in big troubles if you coerce your daughter's son to either get married or stop him from getting married. But it is a common practice that when someone is dating, and especially thinking about getting married, to make their due diligence. The man or the woman themselves would ask about their chosen one's social, financial, ethical, legal, religious, etc. status, and for their own parents to do the same, and give advice based on it. My sister and her husband consulted me about the disabled guy. I gave my honest opinion, and they reported it to their daughter, and she was convinced that it is best to not approve of the guy for the reasons I mentioned. If my niece has chosen to marry this man despite my opinion and her parents' opinion, we could not stop her, and we would be in trouble if we tried to stop her by force.